Hi, I'm Geneva, CEO of Bolus, and today I want to walk you through the Bowlus Awning setup. As the original aluminum travel trailer, you can count on us to make the best design decisions. One thing to know right away is that the Bolus does not use a built-in cassette awning. That is very intentional. Built-in awnings add weight, complexity, and vulnerability, as well as long-term maintenance. Instead, Bolus owners use a portable awning system that is lighter, modular, and adaptable to different campgrounds and conditions. The Bolus awning can be put on either side of the Bolus, adding flexibility. You can even purchase a second awning and have double the outside shaded space. I'm going to set this up indoors today, so I'll not be able to stake it out or tension it the way you would outside, but I still want to show you every step so that you understand how it works in the real world. First, let's talk about the rail mount. Along the side of every Bolus, you have a continuous aluminum rail. We use special mounting brackets designed to slide directly into that rail. These mounts create a strong, clean connection point without drilling, without permanent hardware, and without compromising the aluminum shell. You start by loosening the thumb screws on the rail mount. Once loosened, slide the mounts into the rail from either end or from a break point. Once the mounts are positioned, hand tight the thumb screws so that they lock into the rail. You don't need any tools. This is designed to be quick and repeatable. Next, take the awning out of its storage bag. One of the advantages of this system is how compact it is when packed. It stores easily inside the Bolus exterior storage, still allowing for a lot of room for other gear. Unroll the awning fabric and identify the edge of the attachment loops. These loops clip directly into the rail mounts you just installed. Clip the awning onto the mounts, starting with one side and working your way across. Once clipped, the awning fabric will hang loosely from the side of the Bolus. Now let's talk about the poles. The awning uses telescoping poles that store inside the bag. Assemble the poles and attach them to the outer corners of the awning. The poles extend down to the ground and then create the main canopy shade. Then, you extend the poles to your desired height and angle. If you're on dirt, you would then use the integrated guy lines and stakes to tension the awning away from the trailer. This tension is what gives the awning its strength and wind stability. If you're on a stable surface, you would use the optional accessory sandbags. If you don't want the extra weight of sandbags, consider filling these up with rocks when you get to your campsite. One thing I really appreciate about the awning on the Bolus is flexibility. You can pitch it high for airflow, low for shade, or angle it depending on sun direction. You can also remove it completely in minutes if conditions change. When you're done camping, breakdown is just the reverse. Release the tension, collapse the poles, unclip the awning from the rail mounts, loosen the thumb screws, and slide the mounts out of the rail. Everything goes back into the bag, clean and compact. This setup reflects the Bolus philosophy overall. Lightweight, thoughtful, modular. No unnecessary systems bolted on, just well-designed tools that work together. If you're new to Bolus ownership, this awning system is one of those things that feels simple at first, but becomes something you really appreciate the more you travel. Why is the Bolus awning system better than a side-mounted RV awning? I want to explain why Bolus intentionally does not use a traditional side-mounted awning. This is one of those design decisions that really separates Bolus from the rest of the RV industry. Most RV awnings are permanently mounted along the side of the trailer. They live in long metal cassettes that run along the roofline or sidewall. On the surface, that might sound convenient, but in practice, those systems come with real downsides. First is weight. Side-mounted awnings add significant weight high on the trailer. That affects towing, handling, efficiency. Bolus is engineered to be light and balanced. Adding hundreds of pounds of hardware, motors, brackets, up high works well against that goal. That weight high up is even worse. Second is stress on the shell. Traditional awnings transfer wind load and tension directly onto the RV wall. In gusty conditions, that force is constantly pulling on the side of a trailer. Over time, that can lead to leaks, fastener fatigue, warped mounts, and expensive repairs. With an all-aluminum aircraft-inspired shell like Bolus, we are very intentional about avoiding unnecessary penetrations or stress points. Third is wind vulnerability. Anyone who's camped with a side-mounted awning knows this feeling. A sudden gust comes through and you are sprinting outside to retract it before something bends or tears. Many awning failures happen in seconds. Once damaged, those systems are costly and difficult to fix. Last, it's very easy to hit your head on those awning arms because they're right where you want to walk. The Bowlus awning philosophy is completely different. You can position the awning exactly where you want it. You can angle it for sun, raise it for airflow, lower it for weather, remove it entirely if conditions change. There is also a long-term reliability factor. No motors to fail, no gears to strip, no springs under tension living in a metal tube for years. The awning is simple, mechanical, and field repairable. If something ever wears out, it's replaceable without removing half your trailer. And finally, there's aesthetics and design integrity. Bolus is about clean lines, uninterrupted aluminum, and timeless form. A bulky side-mounted awning interrupts that silhouette. The rail-mounted removable awning keeps the exterior pure while still giving you shade when you want it. This is a perfect example of Bolus choosing engineering and longevity. It may look different than what people are used to, but once you camp with it, the logic becomes very clear. So we have here the awning secured in our showroom. So if we were under the dirt, we would be using, of course, the guy lines and the stake. But as we're inside, we're using the sandbags. And like I mentioned, it can be easy to fill these with sand and then bring them along, or also find rocks locally. And that just makes sure these poles are really secured depending on the condition. You also have clips up above which secure the poles to the awning itself, so everything is really tight and secure in high wind conditions. So this is a 9x7 awning right here, and we have, your typical outdoor setup here. 2 camp chairs, that outdoor table. This also doubles as the indoor sofa table as well in that beautiful walnut in the Frontier edition. But you can just appreciate that there's no sides to hit your head on like there would be in a traditional RV awning, and also just how tall it is. I'm not even able to touch the top of it right here. So on here is the awning rail. And we have the awning rail screw tied in, and you can just appreciate just how secure it is. You have that carabiner that's secured to it, so even in high winds, this awning isn't going anywhere. Thank you so much for joining us for this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more information on Bolus.